What's up, guys? We're back with another video. If you are new here, my name is Sammy and we are the Mermaid Gang. This is where you can come and suspend your disbelief. I am your favorite manifestation coach and your favorite YouTuber. So if you would like for me to help you dissolve whatever is between you and your manifestation, go ahead and sign up for coaching with me right here. Yeah, let's get into the video. The video that I promised you. We're gonna talk about how to get into the state and stay there. Because, like we talked about in the last video, everything is a state. You have infinite states to choose from. Literally infinite. If you can fathom it, if you can think of it, if you can desire it, that means the state exists for you. If you need to know if something is possible for you, can you desire it? Well, yay, then it's possible. The very fact that you can desire it does mean it is possible. I'm serious. So when you want to get into a state, we all really know how to get into the state, but I'll just say it again. When you want to get into a state, you have to think from it. Have an inner experience from that state / reality, right? So whether that be affirming or scripting or visualizing or feeling yourself into the state, however you want to do it. I really don't give a shit how you do it. Here's where people get back out, because hot and cold behavior is you selecting a state and then selecting the old state and then selecting the new one and selecting the old one. So let's say you're affirming 3 times a day, all right? You're doing your 10-minute method. You're doing it 3 times a day. You're either affirming or you're visualizing, whatever you're doing for the 10 minutes, 3 times a day. Okay, and then outside of that, you're reacting. You're worried, you're complaining. So that's where hot and cold behavior comes from. You're going in and out of the state by the inner experience that you're choosing. I'd like to say about the thoughts that you're choosing, because that is truly it. But for the people that don't think thoughts or don't do like worded affirmations, you do more like some kind of inner experience. No matter what it is, it's got to be an inner experience first before it can be an outer experience. No matter what, okay? No matter fucking what. You're gonna hear Gremlin trying to get in, but he was a freaking demon in my last video trying to rip my balloon off the wall, and I'm not having it. He's gotta stay out while I'm filming. Okay. So, you are selecting different states based on your consistent thoughts. Your habitual thoughts are what your dominant state usually is, because you're used to thinking those thoughts. You're selecting the same thoughts daily for the most part by habit. Even when you're working on changing your thoughts about something, changing your belief about something, when you're doing your methods and you're doing your visualization and your affirmations, however you do it, you are still going in and out of the state, because you're going into the state when you're doing your method. And then, you know, when you start reacting, you start worrying, you start looking for evidence, you start anything that's confirming that you're not experiencing that is your old state. So as long as you're going back and forth between desired state and undesired state, there's going to be hot and cold. There's going to be back and forth. So the way that you get into the state and you stay there, you stay in your desired state, you make your most visited state is your dominant state. It becomes your dominant state. Just how right now your dominant state is whatever you're currently experiencing, okay? That's your dominant state. That is evidence of what your dominant state is, your most consistent choices of inner experience, okay? So this is where repetition comes in for me. You want to keep selecting your desired state as much as possible. The more and more and more and more you select your dominant or your desired state, the more dominant it becomes. It's the same as when we're talking about building a new neural pathway. You're building that bridge and the old one is disintegrating. You're animating this state and the old one is falling away. But you can reanimate any state at any time. You can animate any state, infinite realities / states. You can animate any at any time based on your choice of consistent inner experience. So, this is where discipline comes in. At first, you have to discipline yourself to keep choosing the thoughts or the inner experiences you need from that state. You have to mentally live that state before you can physically live that state. So the more you choose mentally to enter that state, the more dominant it becomes, because the more used to it you get. And then in my experience, this is the way it happens in my experience. Okay, so let's take my channel for example. Okay, I went from didn't get any views. I was doing manifestation videos, but I was getting like, I don't know, 300 views, something like that. I was like small amounts of views. I think I even have some super old videos of manifestation that still don't have that many views just because they're old. Maybe not by now, I don't know. I probably do though. I probably do. Anyway, I went from not a YouTuber state, so a normal person state, couldn't get any views, wasn't making any money on social media. That was my state. I don't know what you'd call it, but that was my state, okay? So I decided when I finally stumbled upon affirmations, I've told you guys this story 150,000 times, so I'm not going to go back into it, but I still believe in affirmations to this day for a reason. I started affirming my $1,000 a day. Had no idea where it was going to come from. No fucking idea. Because I wasn't coaching then. Didn't even want to coach. Actually, I was coaching people for free. And I started saying, what was my affirmation for YouTube? I think I've told you guys before. It was something like, all my videos go viral. I think it was all my videos go viral and I make $1,000 a day. I didn't affirm them together. I affirmed them separately. That's all I would do. That's all I would affirm. Just affirm, 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 affirm. Because that's easy to me. I can think thoughts all day. Affirming, I love affirming. I don't understand people who complain about affirming. It's so easy for me. You just have to think the thought a bunch. That's easy. A lot easier than fucking living the experience you don't like. A lot easier than fucking dreading your day to day. To me, that's so easy. Think some thoughts and I can get what I want. Easy. I loved that idea. I was so happy that it worked. So I think from the state with repetition. So I started repeating. All my videos go viral. 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 I make $1,000 a day. I make $1,000 a day. I make $1,000 a day. You know, you've heard the story, okay? I started affirming that. I started thinking from the state. And my videos started getting traction. I got retweeted on Twitter. My videos started getting shared. All of a sudden, I started getting retweeted on Twitter. And my videos started getting shared. And that's how they started getting popular. I had no idea how my videos were going to go viral. I didn't know how that works. But I left the state of, I have 150 subscribers or however many I have and hardly no views, to all of a sudden everybody's drawn to my videos, drawn to me, they love me, my information is helping people, they're sharing on every freaking platform because I was thinking from that state and I was doing it nonstop. I mean, I was literally, Bobby was working as much as possible so that I could do YouTube. That was why he was working so much. He literally worked so, I mean, he's always been the one that was the provider, but he was specifically working like extra so that I could pursue YouTube, so that we could afford a camera for me and get a little bit of stuff for my set and like, so I could do YouTube. He was sacrificing so that I could do YouTube. So I was like, I have to make this work. I got to figure this out. I got to figure this LOA stuff out. So I was affirming, like I said, thinking from the state. So I had nothing to do is my point. That was my point. Sorry, I have a really bad attention span. You know this. I had nothing else to do but make this work. So I was just all day thinking my affirmations all day long, keeping my state, the dominant state of all my videos go viral, all my videos go viral, all my videos go viral, all day, every single day, $1,000 a day, $1,000 a day. It did not take that long. It took like, what, I think I've talked about this, like a couple weeks. And my videos were getting shared. All of a sudden, everybody's drawn to me. Everybody knows who I am. All of a sudden, all my videos are going viral. I'm growing rapidly. I still grow rapidly. I still get hella views. I'm still this. It's still that's my point. I've been in this same state for my YouTube career for what, we've been doing this 3 years, me and you? 3 years I've been in this dominant state because I made it my dominant state by not letting any other state, by not animating any other state. So I wasn't going, my videos go viral. Ugh, I didn't get any views on this video. Nope. I would see the numbers and be like, oh, my videos go viral. Oh my God, look how many views I got. I got so many subscribers. My YouTube is growing rapidly. You, Delulu, you could not convince me that I was not fucking famous already. I made that my dominant state, and I made it stick so hard that it's still sticking today, okay? And I don't affirm for it anymore. Everybody, I see comments and they're like, oh, Sammy must still affirm for her channel. No, I don't. I made it my dominant state, so therefore I expect it. You'll get to the point where you expect it, and so you won't leave the state. That is my point. I made it my dominant state, and I've been in that state for 3 years, so I know it can be done. I only teach you things from experience, okay? I know it can be done because I'm still in the state. You've witnessed it. Like, this is not something where you can be like, oh, I don't know. You've witnessed it. And you can't say, oh, it's because you teach LOA, okay? Thousands of people teach LOA. Thousands of people copy my intro, my hashtags, my titles, my thumbnails. I mean, everything. They copy, they even say in their intro, I'm your favorite YouTuber. I've been told this. People tell me all the time that there are people who literally copy my exact intro. I'm assuming, thinking that it will work for them. You know why it doesn't? You know why they have to use my name and my stuff and it still doesn't fully work for them like it works for me? Because it's my state. It's my state. I made it my dominant state. It's only one of my states. You have infinite states. So one of my states is famous YouTuber, famous manifestation coach, your favorite YouTuber. That's my state. I made that my dominant state. You can make any state your dominant state, and it doesn't have to be your entire state. That doesn't mean it's your entire reality. So you might have a state about money. You might have a state about relationships. You might have a state about your looks, your health, your job, your whatever. You have so many states, and you can select any version of of yourself. You can select any version of other people. You can select any version of your reality, your job, your success, your everything. You have infinite states to choose from, and you're in and out of states all day long. The way you stay in one, where people mess up, is they waver. They don't use the discipline. It takes discipline at first. You have to discipline yourself to keep thinking these thoughts. You think that I wanted to jump for joy when I saw I got 100 views on a video or 300 views on a video when I'm manifesting going viral? You have to choose it. You have to choose those thoughts. You have to keep choosing those thoughts from that state. You have to keep choosing that inner experience from that state. And if you keep choosing and keep choosing and keep choosing and keep choosing, that becomes your dominant state, because the state you most return to, I believe Neville said this, the state you most return to is your dominant state. That's why I feel like there's so many success stories with robotic affirming. I mean, there's so many stories in my group. And for people who think that there is fake stories in my group, or that my group is fake, there's like almost 50,000 people in there. That's a lot of people to be lying. What about my comments? All of my comments are liars too? My subscribers who are commenting their success stories are liars? Take that up with them. All I'm saying is, I know it works. And there's so many robotic affirming success stories because when you're robotically affirming, you're constantly returning to the state. You're constantly returning to the fucking state. The state you most return to is the state you dwell. It becomes your dominant state. It becomes your dwelling place, I think is how Neville worded it. I might be wrong. I just feel like I remember him saying that. Do you understand? I'm assuming yes. That something has clicked for you in this video, and now you understand how you can get into your state, and you will make the conscious decision to keep returning to your desired state, and you won't give up, and you won't waver, and you won't react. And if you do react, you're going to revise it and pretend like you didn't react, and you're going to keep being Delulu, and you're going to enter your desired state, and you're going to stay there. And that's going to be your experience until you're ready for a different experience in that area. This goes for everything, everybody. Your SP is not conforming. Yes, he is. Yes, she is. Yes, they are. They are exactly who you want them to be, because you're going to only select, you're going to only acknowledge. What you acknowledge is what you're selecting, okay? Your inner experience is your acknowledgement. What you acknowledge is what you're selecting. So let's say SP example. I'll do money next. SP example. They're being a D-bag, okay? They're just being a complete asshole, okay? They're like, they don't want you. They don't care about you. They treat you like shit. You're not going to acknowledge that. I don't know what you're talking about. They're literally so obsessed with me. Like, he kisses the ground I walk on. He worships the ground I walk on. She bends over backwards to make me happy. She absolutely is in love with me. I'm the love of her life. I'm literally all they think about. They don't watch your stories. They don't text you. They don't call you. They act like they don't care about you. What are you talking about? They're like literally obsessed with me. They watch all my stories. They never stop calling and texting me. I'm telling you. Keep selecting the version that you want, and you don't acknowledge. Don't react. I know it's hard at first, but it's discipline. Like I said, it's discipline. You have to choose not to react when they do something that upsets you. Even if you see them with somebody else. That's their freaking cousin. I don't care. Everybody's their goddamn cousin. Everybody's their fucking cousin. I don't care. Everybody's their cousin. That's their cousin. That's a cousin. Oh, look, they got a new cousin. What a nice cousin. I don't know what you're talking about. Relationship? No. That's a cousin. Delulu. Not acknowledging the things that you don't want, and only acknowledging the things that you do. We're only going to select the version that we want. And if it doesn't currently physically line up in the 3D, if they're not reflecting the version that we want, we're not going to acknowledge that. And we're going to keep reiterating that they are exactly who we want. They're doing exactly what we want. They feel exactly how we want them to feel, and they think the way they want we want them to think, and they treat us the way we want them to treat us. Period. There's nothing else. There's no other option. I saw a quote that said, "Decide what you want and deny anything that's not that." Yeah, do that. Money. You look at your bank account. It ain't enough zeros. Actually, it's 1 0, and it's not a good one. Wait, what? I'm rich. What are you talking about? I got $20,000 in the bank. I got $50,000 in the bank. I got $200,000 in the bank. I got $2 million in the bank. What are you talking about? I'm rich. Can't tell me I'm not rich. I'm rich. I'm rich as fuck. I got an invisible AP on my wrist right now. I'm rich. You're not going to acknowledge it. What you acknowledge and give attention to is what stays in your reality, because you're selecting it. You're selecting that version. That's just like out of thin air success stories, okay? People might find it wild. It's not wild. It's because there's infinite realities. I think I've given the key example, like say you lose your keys. You're thinking, oh my God, I lost my keys, I lost my keys, I lost my keys. Okay, well then you're selecting the reality where those keys don't exist. They can't, because that's how the law works. They can't exist in that reality. But as soon as you start saying, I found it, I found them, I got my keys, I got my keys, all of a sudden they're in the place that you looked 20 times. Yeah, because you switch realities. You shifted to a state / reality where those keys are there. It's not magic. It's how the quantum field works. It's how it works. Whatever you're selecting, it's what you're experiencing. So only select experiences that you want. Even if right now it looks not like you want it, that's just a combination of your old assumptions, current consistent thoughts, complaints, bitches, moms, and groans. Okay? Stop selecting those things. Stop reacting, or revise if you do. Don't beat yourself up if you do. You can revise it. Revision is real. Okay? That's how you get into the state, and you stay there. You consciously keep returning to the state. You keep, I feel like I have a cat hair on my face. You keep returning to the desired state, and that's what becomes your dominant state. Okay? The state you most return to becomes your dominant state. Remember that phrase. It's easy to remember, so that you remember when you're about to spiral. We're not acknowledging that. The thoughts that I'm choosing, the inner experience that I'm choosing is what's determining my state. It's what reality I'm selecting. So I'm only going to select the reality that I want, and I'm going to keep returning to it, because the state that I return to the most becomes my dominant state. Remember that. Okay? Keep returning to your desired state. It will become your dominant state. I am living proof. Go look at my channel analytics, okay? I'm still in the same state, and I do not, I promise you, I do not affirm from my channel. I don't have to. I expect it. It's not something that I have any opposing thoughts to, because I expect it. It's my dominant state. It's where my brain automatically assumes it's going to happen, because it's my dominant state for that subject. You can make anything your dominant state. You don't even have to ask me in the comments, well, what about the, yes, anything. Whether it be the tiniest thing, everything is a state. There are infinite. Everything is a state, okay? Your hair being healthy or not is a state. You're in healthy hair state, or you're in shitty hair state. No, we're selecting healthy hair. My hair is so healthy. I have the healthiest hair. I have the healthiest, thickest, longest, prettiest hair. Everybody's jealous of my hair. What you're selecting is your state for that subject or overall. There are umbrella states, such as, isn't it wonderful? That implies that everything is freaking wonderful. Everything that could be wonderful is wonderful. That's a state. That's an affirmation you use to get into a state. That's an affirmation, isn't it wonderful, that you use to get into a state. Not comparable, they work together. Okay? Remember that. Not comparable, they work together. Use one to get into the other. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we out.